Like that was bad.
Yeah.
Wow, look at your eyes. What music are you listening?
Answer Justin Bieber.
I have like little girl fans. I can't go.
Okay.
For over 15 years, Justin Bieber has been the definitive blueprint for the modern global pop star. Discovered as a child on YouTube, his entire transition into adulthood was broadcast to billions, transforming his private struggles into public spectacles.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
By the time 2026 arrived, the media narrative suggested a monumental, flawless comeback, complete with a massive headlining set at Coachella, multiple Grammy nominations for his experimental project Swag, and stadium tour announcements. But behind the highly polished PR rollouts, the dazzling lights of the main stage, and the multi-million-dollar corporate catalog liquidations, a much darker forensic reality was taking shape. The industry was witnessing the final catastrophic stages of absolute, systemic burnout. The very engine that built the Prince of Pop was completely running on empty, masked by studio tracking loops and clever live performance engineering. This isn't a story of a sudden collapse. It is a clinical breakdown of an artist fighting his own legacy to survive. These are the 7 progressive levels of Justin Bieber's 2026 burnout crisis. Level 1 began silently within the elite tracking rooms where his latest music was engineered. When his 2025 projects Swag and Swag 2 were quietly dropped, the core fan base noticed an immediate, eerie shift in execution. The traditional multi-million-dollar promotional tours, explosive television appearances, and high-energy music videos were completely absent. Instead, the music was integrated with raw, unfiltered audio clips of real-world paparazzi confrontations and chaotic media swarms. The art had shifted from standard pop escapism to an active, real-time audio diary of an individual deeply overwhelmed by his own existence. He was using the studio as an isolation chamber, delivering brilliant vocal tracks, but refusing to engage with the massive corporate machine required to keep the brand alive. By level 2, the physical limitations of a life lived under a microscope became impossible to hide. The narrative traced back to the abrupt cancellation of his massive Justice World Tour, where Bieber cited severe physical exhaustion and an urgent need to prioritize his health. Soon after, his diagnosis with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome was made public, revealing partial facial paralysis caused by an intense neurological reaction to severe stress. The public relations teams quickly built a recovery facade, assuring fans that a long hiatus would completely fix the underlying damage. But in the dark world of Hollywood economics, a hiatus isn't free. The physical breakdown of his nervous system was the first major warning indicator that the human body was actively rejecting the extreme demands of A-list fame, which triggered level 3, the corporate detachment. In a move that absolutely stunned Wall Street and the music industry, Bieber signed a staggering $200 million deal to completely liquidate the rights to his entire back music catalog, released through 2021. Simultaneously, he quietly severed ties with his longtime manager, Scooter Braun, the architect who discovered him and managed his global footprint for over a decade. While the media celebrated the massive financial payout, forensic industry analysts read the data differently. Selling your life's work and firing your founding management team isn't a growth strategy. It is an exit strategy. Bieber was systematically untangling himself from the traditional contractual webs of Hollywood, choosing financial liquidation over long-term industry obligations. This forced the industry into level 4, the stripped-down compulsion. As 2026 initiated, Bieber avoided standard arena stages entirely, opting instead for a series of unannounced, hyper-isolated micro-shows at small, iconic venues like the Roxy and the Troubadour. During his high-profile appearance at the 2026 Grammy Awards, the high-octane production elements were entirely stripped away. He performed his single Yukon sitting completely alone under a stark, harsh spotlight, accompanied by minimal instrumentation. While producers marveled at his raw, single-take vocal brilliance, the subtext was loud and clear. He could no longer tolerate the sensory overload of massive stadium spectacles. He he was shrinking his performance footprint to the absolute bare minimum just to mentally survive the performance loop. Level 5 marked the peak algorithmic collision at Coachella 2026. Billed as his triumphant, historic return as a solo festival headliner, the performance structure was heavily modified behind the scenes. To offset the immense pressure of carrying a 2-hour stadium-level set alone, his production team loaded the stage with a massive lineup of elite guest stars, including Billie Eilish, Azzie, and the Kid Laroi. The set list was expertly engineered around heavily modified nostalgia tracks and guest vocal handoffs. To the casual festival crowd, it was a star-studded celebration. To performance analysts, it was a tactical camouflage. The production was actively compensating for a superstar who physically lacked the endurance to command a global stage solo without breaking down. This immediately triggered Level 6, the stadium tour deadlock. Following the festival cycle, massive corporate pressures from live entertainment conglomerates forced the rollout of a rumored stadium tour schedule. But the internal routing schedules revealed a profound systemic crisis. The dates were heavily restricted to short regional bursts, with massive, week-long gaps built in between shows to allow for neurological and mental decompression. Promoters faced a terrifying logistical reality. A multi-million-dollar infrastructure project dependent entirely on a performer whose chronic burnout meant a single bad day could trigger an instantaneous, catastrophic tour cancellation. The corporate machinery was deadlocked, trying to push a legacy star into a commercial mold his body could no longer support. And finally, Level 7, the ultimate anonymity exile. The burnout cycle completes its trajectory, transforming the most visible teenager in human history into a deliberately invisible adult. At this final stage, the traditional metrics of pop stardom, chart dominance, stadium tours, and public branding are completely abandoned. Bieber retreats fully into a heavily fortified, private existence, treating music not as a commercial product for a label, but as an insulated therapeutic outlet. The 2026 crisis proves that the final stage of surviving extreme child stardom isn't winning more awards. It is completely dismantling the machine before it permanently dismantles you. Do you think we will ever see him go on a traditional world tour again? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button right now and join us as we uncover Hollywood's next deep file. For a deeper look into how Justin's live visual presentation and stage energy have drastically transformed over the decades under extreme industry pressure. You can analyze his live tracking evolution by reviewing his breakthrough performances, such as this archival footage of his Justin Bieber, Daisies, Live at Coachella 2026 stage set. This video perfectly captures the specific, modified live framework and stripped-back performance style his production team utilized during his 2026 festival return to manage his energy levels.